Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my OpenTTD Series 10 Let's Play, where we're doing the third and final installment of your 1950 games. Now remember, if you want to play along with this series, you can do. Go to masterhellish.net/S10, and this is a slow play series, so you should be able to catch up with what we're doing pretty quickly. All the map and information you need is on that website. Now, before we crack on and look at the first submission for today, I've got to remind you about next week's event. If you're watching this video on the day it's been released, a week from today, next Saturday on the 6th, we are going to be doing a big charity championship. So we're going to be playing lots of free games off Steam. OpenTTD is one of the games we're going to be playing. People are going to win points, and the person with the most points will be crowned the champion and win a prize of £50 of Steam vouchers, which is fantastic, of course, and it's for charity too. So make sure you get that event in your diary. The event is listed on my Facebook, on my Discord, and it's also got a stream set up on YouTube ready for that. But let's jump into OpenTTD and take a look at the first submission for 1950 today. And here we have Helena's, or Hena's? Helen, no, there's no L, so Hena's, I think, Inc. goals. And you can see here that the city's population is 12,000. This is the first person in the ones that we've looked at. And remember, I had a whole host of ones that you sent me. Thank you for that. But this is the fifth one out of 5, and this is the first one that has got more than 10,000 in population. Now, the town is supplied and is growing, and it's grown for the last 237 months. That's a complete run. That's a complete growth. That's the 10k growth goal challenge done. Tick, brilliant. Wow. And look at these numbers. 99% storage all the way across the board. This person has completely and utterly nailed it. We've got 642 trains. The company's worth 270 odd million. They've got 151 million in the bank account. If we go to the game settings, and I press the right buttons, 5th time's lucky. Breakdowns haven't been changed or anything like that. This is a cracking start to this one. Look at the infrastructure here. I know the detail is hard to see, but just the amount of stuff moving around on the screen is just absolutely crazy. Let's take a closer look. So here in Hellish City, we've got what looks to be 4 or 5 main stations. We've got some smaller side stations as well, delivering, taking things like engineering supplies and stuff. We've got the wharf nestled in here down the bottom with various different road vehicles and loads of boats going in and out doing all sorts of things. And it looks like, is that going all the way through the city? Yep, we've got various boat routes through the city. So we've got 2 different canals through the middle of the city, not proper canals, the actually trenches, bringing stuff in. So it looks like the delivery of things, yeah, we've got this particular here, we've got this particular dock in there, and it's all been taken in from these satellite stations and all these other little areas too. We've got some nice, is that optional depots? Yep. This is not the same as the humpy depots. It's very similar. Instead of a hump, use a tunnel to get double depots along the line. Very nice, neat way of doing it. I like that. But the fact that we've got so much stuff going on here is brilliant. We've got all of these ships going through, which means we get infinite throughput to the centre of the city for all these things to be brought in. And look at these junctions around here. We've got so many bridges going over things, tunnels going around things, some relatively tight corners around here, but yeah, your trains probably aren't going to care too much about that. Especially with double-headed engines, trains, I don't think they slow down as much if they're double-headed or got more than one engine there. What else have we got going on? We've got this little setup here. What's going on here? So we've got a dock that is collecting supplies. Looks like it's a spread station with this train station down here. We've got a tiny little town with a bus routing. I don't know if that's to grow the town or what, but it looks like the town is completely penned in. So I'm not sure what the town is going to do there. Oh, that's interesting. So you got these shipping routes all over the place as well as the train routes. You can see the use of the depots going through there nicely. We've got a big canal through this hill going up into other areas. I bet this looks really good on the map. Let's have a look at the world map. There we go. Look at that. We've got this whole little... It is really dense. It doesn't go out towards the edges of the island very much. It is very dense in this area. You can see that we've got some cities being grown over here. So we've got one city penned in there for presumably growth reasons. And we've got a few more cities as well. We've got one over here and two more up here that are prepared, ready for delivering passengers. Look at all these ships. Look at how many ships is it again? Wow. Okay, so there's 600 trains, but what I missed is there's over 1,000 ships. That is absolutely crazy. Just to go to show that you can use ships and they can be profitable and you can make money. I mean, how much money is coming in from those ships? Let's have a look. So income last year from the trains was 61 million, and from the ships is 78 million. So you're getting more from the ships, although you do have a lot more ships. So the kind of ratio of profit to number is actually better on the trains. And also ships have a lot more operating expensive. Look at that, 16 million compared to the 3.9 of the trains. However, that infinite throughput though, of being able to get all these ships and stuff through particular sections, you're using the depots as buoys by the looks of it. Oh, there is a buoy there as well. There's a buoy there as well. But look, you wouldn't be able to get that much cargo down a train line, would you? It is a fantastic little network to look at. Let's go a little bit more up here. So what's going on over here? This is the blast furnace. So the blast furnace has had a lot of love. There's a lot of stuff coming into this blast furnace. Presumably then it's all been taken away by boat. Yeah, you got loads of cast iron being taken away by boat. Not sure. I think it's coming down this route. But the boats seem to be going quite well. Let's unpause and actually fast forward as well and see what this lake looks like in a fast forward sort of mode. Look at all those boats going over the top of each other. And let's also go into Hellish City and go on to Invisibles mode, transparency settings, and you can see, look at all those ships coming through. Imagine if each one of those ships was a train and you were trying to get all those trains down into one place and then back out again. The logistics of that would be an absolute nightmare. This is a tactic that I know and I don't mind, and I've actually used it a little bit in other series. I tend not to, though, very much, and I'm not sure why. But I like that here there's been a balance. We've still got some stations and trains bringing in some things. We haven't just used, you know, high capacity ships. I mean, that there is just a little bit crazy. There is just so much ships. So many ships in this just one little area. In fact, I'm going to screenshot that. There we go. Brilliant. And some nice junctions going to the station here. Merging on the way out. Different options about which way to go. Trains coming in and splitting up quite nicely. Yeah, that looks good. There's two entrances into this one, which is nice. So this entrance here can only use these two blocks of platforms, and this entrance here can use all three, which is interesting. I suppose that's fine as long as you've got enough platforms for it. Nice little station design using the British Stations mod, I think it is. Very good. Let's have a quick look. Is there stuff on the other islands? No. So this person again has focused on Hellish City. But like I said in the other episode recently, I would expect people to focus on Hellish City towards the beginning. It's a time-sensitive one. I'm interested to see how long this city can keep growing for before the town is not supplied. Okay, so we've got a streak of 238 months in a row. I wonder if we'll see that streak die at some point. I think I failed somewhere in the 7 to 8 thousand mark with my streak. And to get to 10,000, that's a pat on the back moment, that is. Okay, I feel like this is one we could look at for a very long time. There we are. We've got some humpy depots. Good example of humpy depots there, with lines splitting out so that trains can use multiple depots at the same time. A good example of using tunnels so that trains can cross tracks without the tracks going over. This one here, that one looks like a forced... no, it's an offline depot there, so if the trains want to go into the depot, they can. They can't do it from the first platform, but I don't know if the first platform's used for any... It looks like this little platform here is for the drop-off engineering supplies. So there's a waypoint there and a different waypoint here. And presumably the trains that go through this waypoint, engineering supplies, they are, look, which is really good. Okay, like I said, we could probably look at this one for absolutely ages, but we must move on. Some nice little networks, different style to me. Again, use of boats is absolutely crazy. Fantastic to look at. I think I could just sit here and stare at this one. Visually spectacular. But for now, let's go on to our final look of a viewer submission for the 1950 game saves. And from Gil, we have Relocation here with a city population of 10,000, where the town has not been supplied for 5 months in a row, with an only 50 months out of the 240 stored, which is really quite good. We can see that overall things are doing quite good. Having similar sort of problems with me to the sodium hydroxide in vehicles. They're definitely two of the big challenges. But the value of the company is worth 297 million. There's 255 million in the bank account. With 700 trains, this is an interesting company here. And you can see we've got a good use of the station packs here. We can see that nice, interesting looking station designs. We've got, this station is kind of a dual station. So like it's a dual terminus. So we've got trains coming from one way and trains coming from the other. We've also got this kind of like spiral-ish design of the way that the city is connected up. I don't know if the town mechanics will allow that to continue or not, but it's certainly worth having a good look at. But we've got a lot of things starting to come here. I don't know if everything is coming in through this particular area, but it accepts a lot of stuff. I don't know if there's a builder's yard nearby or something. Yep, there you are. There's a builder's yard. A lot of things are accepted here. Trains are just dumping off the stuff. There's the local wharf with sodium hydroxide being supplied. What we got here, that's a component factory. Where is the sodium hydroxide being produced? I'm not sure. But let's have a look over here. So we've got a nice little city growing. It's on the hill, which is going to make it difficult for the city to continue to expand. But we've got the normal growth algorithm for the towns here. So we've got the main station with 4 extra stations on the side there. Presumably another one here. Yep. Very natural growth to these cities, just like sprawling over the hillsides there. And have we used this city over here? Yes, we have. Again, just building out and building out. Looks like it's growing quite nicely. Lots of trains loading up and sending their stuff down the line. For a moment I wondered what was going on, and then I realised the trains are driving on the other side of the track. So we do have trains. Again, we've got a use of a bridge here instead of a tunnel. Personal preference. I prefer tunnels. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think that this is better, or do you think it's worse? Some of the bridges look cool, especially with the GRF pack that we've got to make the bridges look nice. We've got some nice looking bridges. Let's have a look at some of the interesting ones. So we've got the girders, we've got the truss, we've got the viaducts, we've got suspension bridges, different girders there. What's on the longer side of things? Different cantilever trusses, even more different suspension bridges. I think the bridges are quite cool. I think they're a nice little upgrade to the vanilla ones. Okay, so overall, A lot less network than what I was expecting. How many trains was it again? 700. So there's a lot of trains. Let's have a look to see if you've done other things in other parts of the world. Oh, yes. Okay, so it looks like the production across the water is significant. We've got a big land bridge all the way across. A little bit different to the way that I did my bridges. And then over here we've got our assembly plant. So we're using the same assembly plant as the one that I'm using, I think. We've got cargo being dropped off here. Nice little station designed for incoming trains to choose the platform they want to go to and then roll back out again. And we've got vehicles loading up, trains loading up, ready to go. See, we've only got one engine on these trains, means we've got a 2 horsepower per ton on this particular example, but it's probably fine. And we've got various different things coming into the assembly plant. I suppose as this grows, that station will not be able to cope with the amount of stuff coming into the assembly plant. Remember, this is one of the challenges, to supply everything here and get a lot of production. Although, having said that, with one smallish station, we're supplying everything here. I say we, I'm not. We're seeing the supply of everything. And it's all coming along these lines. And these lines are pretty huge. Some long journey distances happening here. What we got over here, we've got a tyre plant with stuff actually being produced. I'm hoping in my Let's Play that we're going to get a lot of vehicles being produced very soon. We're going to need them. We are really going to need them. Let's have a look at the map again and just see. Okay, so we've got some various different bits coming across. What's this bit here? Let's have a look. Okay, so this is the wharf. The wharf is an interesting bit because there's a lot of different things that come in and out of a wharf. You've got 4 different things going into a wharf and 5 different things coming out of a wharf. It's one of the busiest industries there. Got a little bit of a hold up here. What's holding up all these trains? They are completely stacked up along this line. Wow. Stacked, stacked, stacked. And there's a stop train. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's unstop that train. I don't know if that was done on purpose or what. But look at all these trains now starting to move down this line. Signals have got a signal spacing of 2, which I think for this sort of network is quite appropriate. You get the trains to move quite close to each other. Look, you can see the gaps between the trains is smaller than the length of the trains themselves, which is really good. So, yeah, apart from that massive slowdown there because of that stopped train, which was really weird. And look, you've got a whole load of stuff full here. So this one's waiting for a free path. I think I would prefer to split this out into multiple stations here. Although, yeah, this is a really interesting junction for me to take in because there's bits going all over the place. It looks like it's quite efficient, but I would still separate it out because if you've got 5 different things coming out of there and the trains that you've got are taking up all of the bays, but they're only 2 of the types, then the other types just can't get in there to move it and take it away. We have got one here that goes through and round the back, which is an interesting way of getting like trains in, through and round. Maybe like an extra bypass lane. I like that. That's cool. Okay, so this line is actually starting to move now. I wonder what that's going to have done for the operating profit graph. So you can see here that the operating profit graph for this player has gone up quite a bit, and then it's kind of leveled off a little bit. I wonder if it's going to jump up next time because we unstop that train and unblock that entire network. Let's have a look at this junction. So this is a nice little junction. It's been made so that the lines do not cross each other, which is good. And they do connect up at the appropriate points. What we got down here? What's going on down here? Are we just waiting? We're just waiting for trains? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, all of this is backed up because these trains can't come into this station. I guess what we could do is that if I do that, it will force the trains to go into the depot and stack in the depot. So you got like a waiting depot where trains can just load. Oh, that train just decided to go off anyway. Oh, it's going somewhere else. So are these trains just trying to service here? Or some of them might be able to anyway. Yeah, you've got trains that want to use this depot for no other reason than to service. Which is not good at all. It's causing all of this backlog. Overall, though, this network is really good. Just that one little thing there where trains are wanting to use that depot. This is one of the reasons why I try and keep depots away from train stations and just have them on main lines. It's so that trains don't divert off the main line to go use a depot and service at a station that they don't want to go to. And then that station, they end up getting stuck there or something along those lines. Look, we've got trains that can't find paths to continue, and that's because they're all just waiting. But they're all moving now. Let's have a look at that operating profit. Okay. Okay, let's see if fixing that in addition to everything else. See, look, all this line was blocked as well. All that line was blocked too. Again, you've got a situation here where we've got lots of trains waiting to come in here. So here, either you need a waiting bay of some description, so either a waiting bay or a waiting depot, or you need more platforms to accommodate all of these trains that you've got, or you need less trains. So another way to, like I said, to resolve this is to remove these two pieces of track, force the train to go into the depot. It will go into the depot, stack up if required, or go out to the platform. This is a good way of doing it if you just want to throw loads of trains at a small track and a small station. That way you've always got trains available to go into the station if necessary. So there we go. That's freed up this whole section of track here. Is there any more that needs freeing? Some good junctions going on here. Nice use. I mean, again, bridges. I prefer tunnels, but these bridges do look better. So nice station designs here. Looks like there's some reservation or planning going on there as well. What's this? This is a bulk terminal. Bulk terminal again. 3 things in, 5 things out. Nearly as big as the wharf. Again, though, we've got lots of trains stacking up and waiting here. So potentially just get rid of that bit of track. I think it's just too many trains. Too many trains for it to really work 100% effective. Again, here, look, you've got trains waiting. It's not too bad having trains waiting when, if they line up behind the station, they're not blocking anything. But in some other parts of the network, they have been blocking things. Interesting that the operating profit graph hasn't shot up. Then again, come to think of it, all of those trains are just sat around waiting in depots now, potentially, yeah, just costing money. And you're still moving roughly the same amount of cargo. Obviously not made a massive difference. Interesting thought. Interesting thought, though. Nice little bridges for things to go under. What we got here? This is our component factory. 75% transported. A local town does not have a statue of the company owner. I would recommend that. I would recommend putting the statue in there. Gives you that rating boost at the station. If we look at the ratings for the station, 77, 78 percent there. If we wait 79, that's going to be 80. The reason why that station rating is just going up and up and up is because I just built that statue of the company owner. And the amount of cargo that you get towards your station, this kind of transported value here from the component factory, is dependent upon your station ratings. Well, there we go. I think we're going to leave it there for that one. Some interesting things, maybe just a few too many trains, but apart from that, some nice lines, good interesting network, and fantastic to look at. Thank you very much for submitting that to me. Thank you to all the people who have submitted their game saves. It's been brilliant to look at these. I hope you've enjoyed these few episodes. I don't know when the next submit will be on the game save, so keep an eye out on social media and Discord, and also in the actual series itself, when I will tell you what year we're going to be doing the next ones. And remember, if you want to play along, you can do. Just go to masterhellish.net/S10, and you can play along as well. But that is going to be all from me for now. Remember, we've got that event happening. If you're watching this video on the day it's released, then it'll be a week from today. So get it in your diary. Come along. Brandon has won the last 2 championships. So this is going to be him seeing if he can make 3 in a row. And it's everybody else's opportunity to make sure he doesn't win 3 in a row. So I'm going to be interested to see how that particular tournament pans out. But that's all from me for now. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.